Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video I'll be doing the Richmond vs Melbourne game review, going through who went well and how it was actually a really good game for me. Only had the Petrarca playing in it. GAWN went huge, which was kind of disappointing after the first half that he had, but I mean, not too many people owned him terribly much. And also there is rumours that he could potentially be rested, or have a secondary ruck play in the North Melbourne game just because it's North and they will lose to absolutely everyone at the moment. I mean, it is Alistair Clarkson coming back, which could reinvigorate the boys, but yeah, I think they're pretty dead this year at least. So before I get into the video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's get into the video. So, as you can see here, Bolton top scored for Richmond with a 94. Just didn't do anything in quarters 2 and 4 and really struggled because of that. Only got to a 94, and really that just isn't good enough. Dusty Martin 90, so it seems like he's just scoring a lot of 90s at the moment. Soldo was a good experiment. He in the space of about 3 weeks got up to, what did he get up to? 611. So, I mean, he made 170k in the absence of Nankervis, which could have been good for those people that were really, really strapped for cash, but he needs to be upgraded now. With Nankervis coming back into the side, Soldo needs to go up to Flanders basically as your only option. As his score, he might even be dropped at this point, but I don't think he will. I think he'll play as a forward, as a key forward, but yeah, not looking good for his scoring next week. Prestia 83 had a goal in there, I believe, as well. Yeah, goal in here, 14 points. That was huge time. He had 16 points in about 30 seconds. But yeah, just not there. His scoring, I don't think, anymore. And he's got a bad hamstring, or just lower body anyway. Vloston 82, Rioli 78, Hopper 77, Taranto 77. Was good that he's so highly owned, so it doesn't really matter. But for the people that captained him, it did kill their week basically, and we gained 40 points on them basically, and that was it. So that was easy points. But yeah, I would have expected Taranto to go bigger, to be honest. At least get to the 90-95, but he just struggled. Then for me, Sam Banks at 69 did really, really well. And if we look at AFL break evens, I believe Banks is around about the same this week with a -6. Yeah, he's at a -6 as well this week. It looks like, does this change week by week, or is this just saying, yeah, doesn't give us the last round, because that could be this round's break even. I don't know exactly, as it's the same. But a 69 for him is good, and more cash will be generated out of him. If he's making 50k per round, that would be absolutely huge. But we'll have to wait and see how much he makes. As I was talking with the last recap, Sam Banks could easily, if he gains enough cash, if he plays well enough, he could generate enough cash for me to make that 23rd big premium. And that will really help my side if I'm able to do that, as I can play the first game and basically be like, if I don't like them as a captain choice or a VC choice, they're going to start on the bench, and yeah, I can basically try and manipulate it to get the worst score out of, or the worst matchup, and try and play it by that. But we'll have to wait and see on that front. Or I could get another premium forward. And that would really help, because the forwards have been a little bit not reliable at the moment. Graham, Baker, Bolter, Mansell, Ross, McIntosh, Broad, Pickett, Revolt, Miller, Cochin, Grimes, Coulthard. No one else there really scoring well at all for Richmond itself. And yeah, it just looks bad, because the Baker role is destroyed, even when because Short's role has been taken up by Banks, it looks like. So, yeah, just Baker's not going to be a fancy asset anymore, it doesn't look like. Moving on to Melbourne, and Viney's been ridiculous. I pretty much called this when he was he 785 when I called this? And now he's going to be at close to 900k, Viney. Let's see. 893, and if we look at L5, because I think it was around 5 games ago, yeah, 115 in that time that I called him to be a good one with Oliver out, and yeah, it looks like that was the case. Oliver's, I think, a week or two away now, so Viney's role probably diminishes a little bit. But it's still been great to have him, or to see that at least one call mine I got right. But that was good because there are so many calls that I've got wrong. And then GAWN, he had a 35 and then a 58 last quarter. Basically, absolutely ridiculous. A 58 last quarter from him. I mean, he went from, what's that, 60 would have been 71. So he was on 73, which is still a really good, pretty good launching pad for a last quarter. And yeah, he used it as a launching pad, I guess. What's that, in the second half of 93 or whatever. So he was on 38 at halftime. 38 at halftime. And he still scored 131. It just shows the scoring power of GAWN. And there could be a return of potentially. I don't think I'll ever start with GAWN again just because of his age. But if Grundy does move clubs, I think there is a return for Grundy potentially to start with him. As I think Grundy will be underpriced at, what's Grundy priced at, 80 or so? Because I think he could easily, Grundy, 77. Grundy could easily go and average 100 or so, as I actually should look at Grundy, because I think Grundy moves clubs next year. And if we look at 2022 for Grundy, 93, 2021, 106, 2020, 90 in a COVID, 2019, 122, 120, 106, and 101 basically, and 2023 he's priced at 77, so there is probably 23 points of upside there for Grundy if he moves clubs. I'd be picking that up. So that's what I hope happens, as I think that is a massive cash save. If we look at that, because I believe, let me just check, I believe 77 times. He'd be priced around that 685 range, and that is really good value for money. I think a lot of people will be tossing between Sherry and him, basically. I think Grundy would have the better say, as he's got history with it, and and I think Port would want. I think he'll go to Port, honestly, as I think that he'll return home, basically. Petrarca 118 just did his job, basically. 23, 38, 19, 38. Would have liked him to actually kick those goals and not behind, but that would have ended up a 128. And he had a couple of things. I think he gave away a free kick or two. Let me just check this way. Did he give away a free kick? No free kicks against. 1 goal, 3 though. So yeah, he could have kicked 2, even 3 more goals, and that would have got him up into the 130s and really would have made my round look really good, as he's a player of difference. Petty kicked 6 goals, doesn't really matter. Langdon, Neil Bullen, Bowie, Brayshaw, 77. So again, just teetering around that nothingness, basically, type score. Rivers, 73. Harms, Hunter, Melksham, Pickett, Lever, Van Ryan, May, Salem, a 53. That's shocking, and that's probably really bad. It just shows the inconsistency of the Melbourne half-back / midfielders at the moment, outside of everyone, outside of Petrarca, GAWN, Viney, and Oliver. You can't really pick for Melbourne unless it's a rookie. Chandler, 47, Jordan, McVeigh, Wu Whedon, Smith, and Tomlinson, and that is basically the video there. Yes, a shorter video, but need to probably get through it, honestly, and start uploading the other one. But just not really that big of a game, to be honest. This one, just Taranto struggling, and the big three of Viney, GAWN, and Petrarca going well. And that's basically what happened in this game. And then for me, it was a little bit of cash gen with Banks. But other than that, nothing much happened. And I'll see you guys in the last recap of the round, the 17th versus 18th game of the round, apparently, per some. But yeah, we'll see you guys in that one. Thanks, guys. Goodbye.